Hey guys, welcome to DojoCast episode 21, and I want to make a huge apology for the reason that during this video, Audacity messed up during the recording, and it actually defaulted back to the webcam mic. So we had some issues there with the webcam audio being the only audio I had after the podcast. I am terribly sorry. It's 1 a.m. I don't want to re-record it. To be honest, I'm sorry. It's been a long day, but what I did my best to edit down the audio to kind of take out the background noise due to noise removal lower down. But there is the reason being the Orbit Logitech mic is kind of a boom mic, so when I talk loud, the audio kind of shakes, or you'll hear what I mean. It kind of distorts, I should say, not really shakes, but you'll tell what I mean. So I advise you turn down your speakers just a little bit for this one, or if you're using headphones, don't keep the audio up too much. Just something you can listen to in the background, if anything. It's a good episode, guys. So I really didn't want to toss it out, but I'm terribly sorry for the audio misfortune, and I will get that fixed next episode. Thanks a lot, guys.
Hey guys, Adrian here, and welcome to the DojoCast. This is episode 21 of the DojoCast, back into the swing of things. Hey guys, I know it's been a while, about 2 weeks now. I've been really off schedule. I'm going to go ahead and start the show off explaining how my week's been, or just this last couple weeks. Quick updates for you guys, not too long. Try not to ramble. Basically, it's been a long week. I started driving lessons. I had my driving classes. I just got done with those, and then now I'm doing my hours, which I'm pretty much almost done with. And then I get my license, so that's been busy, studying for that. And then obviously going to the classes, which were like 2 hours. Then coming back late, and then having to deal with homework because it's the fourth quarter and the last quarter, and obviously you want to keep the grades up. So I'm trying to focus a lot on that. Not only that, on the side of that, my room just been really messy, and for the fact not just because one, I'm lazy. I get lazy. I used to be. I always loved to clean and organize stuff, and I used to be more organized than I am now, but. Lately, just stuff catches up with me so quickly. And mainly the thing dealing with that is my friend and I started a computer repair business locally here on the island of Japan, or not the whole island, but specifically Okinawa, Japan, on a service that's called Okinawa Yard Sales, and it's basically like a Craigslist for this local area. And we do repairs, and we've been getting a lot of machines, and we use our A plus certificates as kind of like our what do you call that? Our because obviously there's a lot of other IT repairs and stuff like that, but my friend's older than me, so he's 23 right now. But he's A plus certified, Network plus certified, Security plus certified. I'm A plus certified. Um, so we use that kind of as like just a safe, or I guess like not I guess what's the word? Kind of make the customer feel more at ease that they have a certified technicians at their hand, I guess to say. And like I said, my friend's certified in multiple areas, and he's a very knowledgeable guy. So we split the load. We get around 8 PCs a week, literally, and get some crazy stuff. From touch smart devices to laptops, old laptops, new laptops, old desktops. Like this lady literally gave us, I think, like 5 desktops that she wants everything backed up onto one hard drive that she gave us, and then she wants all the hard drives wiped and XP put on them. And then that's the problem was, like, she had to give us she had some XP CDs, but then I think like obviously the keys wouldn't work. I'm not sure how that thing had to deal with. And then we also had to buy 7 for 3 of the machines, so she had a Windows Vista, no, sorry, Windows 7 Home Premium that upgrades 3 machines. So obviously you can't upgrade from XP to 7, but there's a little bit of hassle, so we had to work around that. So it was just a long process of trial and error with a lot of stuff that was wrong with theirs. And we do virus removals, we do stuff like that. And recently I'm specialized in the area of, iPhone repairs, stuff like cracked screens, as you can see there. That's just a tiny crack. This is actually my one. You can't really see it from far, but I had a tiny, tiny crack right there. So I gotta replace that. Or actually I might just wait for the new one, or whenever the new phone comes out. We'd, unlocks, jailbreaks, that type of stuff. So I got a couple of iPhones sitting in my room now. I got a lot of hard drives and stuff like that, just because we've been doing a lot of work. So basically, that's what I've been up to. It's been a really busy time, and I really apologize with that. Along with that, I have after-school sports and stuff like that. So everything's getting caught up, the whole original life of a high schooler, I guess you can say. Anyways, moving on to what you guys came here to see is the technology news, and I'm sorry for bore you for those 3 minutes of updates. Today, I have a lot of stories for you guys. And I want to go through them as not quickly as I can, but not take up your time too much, like I said. But this first interesting one I thought was a funny one, not more of a news, but an infographic. I love doing these infographics for you guys, and maybe I'm gonna try and get a picture up here through editing. Anyways, this is a profile of a self-described Mac person versus a PC person. So I thought this would be an interesting thing. The whole Mac versus PC war is a thing of that's always been in technology talk. All right, so this infographic reads. Actually, I'm gonna open up so I can view it much larger here. All right, let me zoom in here. All right, so it reads here that the world market share of computers in Q4 2010 showed that PC and Windows machines were at 89.2%, and Apple is now in the 10% range. Now I know, 100% out of 100%, 80% is a huge market, obviously, because all these Windows PCs are being used in businesses, companies, multi-million-dollar companies, and all that to run their servers, run their, daily computers and all that, and workforces use this. I know, militaries and hospitals, they all use Windows because it's what they know how to use. It's what's been commonly advertised out there, and there's a whole story into that and how that happened. But out of 80%, 10% market share to Apple and Mac or Apple Mac computers, that's you may think that's small, but it's a huge percentage in terms of that. They're climbing up there year by year. They're starting to Apple's climbing up percentage wise. And sure, it may take a couple years, but that's how these things work out. Give it 10, 15 years, and you can see a huge swing of things in terms of percentage, and that's showing the Apple rise. Right now people are buying iPads left and right. People are buying MacBooks, MacBook Airs for colleges, all that stuff. Anyways, moving on here. It says here that among 388,000 Hunch users answering the question that are you a Mac or PC person, 52% said PC, 25% Mac, and 23% said neither. So that neither could be Linux users, I'm guessing. Some Ubuntu users and stuff like that. Differences in self-identified Mac and PC people. All right, so they have some nice infographics here. You can see like how they designed the room and stuff like that. It says here, Hunch. These are people they crossed, so these are random people they questioned or surveyed. Hunch then crossed those responses with answers from a dozen of other questions among its 2,000 strong Teach Hunch About You questions pool. Find the following. So people skew this way. Or sorry, let me scroll on here. So PC people are 22% more likely than Mac people to be ages 35 through 49. 22% more likely than PC people to be ages of 18 through 34. 36% of PCs are liberal, so this is their government or political status. 58% of Mac people are liberal. PCs, again, this is on their own general consensus of the audience they surveyed. PCs are 18% more likely to live in the suburbs, and 21% live in the rural area, while 52% of Mac people live in the city. 54% of PCs have completed a 4-year college degree or higher. The same can be said for 67% of the Mac people. So that's where they made some jokes here that the Mac people are smarter. Again, this is just a core. The demographics are solid. These are based off of, again, the audience that they questioned, which is 388,000 people. PC people are more likely to prefer fitting in with others. Mac people are 13% are more likely than PC people to say that they want to be perceived as unique and different to make their own mark. So kind of more, what's the word? What's the word? I forgot the word is, but I forgot names. I'm gonna go ahead and skip through some of these. They go on to talk about food and drink sections, media, like what they read from, like USA Today. It's really interesting. I can spend all time reading this, but it'd be a waste of your guys' time. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to our next story, which is an Apple-related story, and it's a big one this week. Big story boomed out of the news showing that your iPhone 4. And there was software on there by Apple, which is under a lawsuit now, I believe, that there's tracking. No, not just regular Foursquare tracking with your permission, and you may forget to leave it on, and you may check in somewhere with Koala or something, and you didn't want people to know that you're at home. You accidentally check in, and people know where you're at now. I'm talking about Apple. There's a app. I believe there's an app on your phone that anytime you plug it in, you make backups to iTunes. The researchers at I think Warden found this out about I think it was dealing when iOS 4 came out that Apple released in June 2010, I'm pretty sure. The previous iOS version in fact tracked a similar set of information, including cell towers and GPS information, but the data was not stored in a simple direct format until iOS 4, of course. There is a thing when you plugged it in that it would back up this data to your iPhone or to iTunes, storing about the database location information. Now this is, again, like I said, gone through the device backup system, but it would save these backups, which are set by default to be stored every time you sync the device. And what's curious, it says here about the log, is that it can be extended across multiple devices as long as those devices use the same restore point. So those can be the iPhone 3GS, the iPhone 4, etc. Now, this shows inside the data here, it shows the places or it says here, the researcher also found that Apple was tracking data about the Wi-Fi networks you were connecting to. It shows timestamps of, cell tower coordinates and stuff like that, so places you've been. Basically, just tracking your location, where you've been, where you've gone, and stuff like that, and easily plotting it out. Now, there's even the crazy thing is that this was even happening, I believe, with GPS turned off. So this was something that was just happening within the iPhone itself, and was something I guess they used for data. They should say for like cell towers and stuff like that. I guess to kind of test signal, whatever they need to do with that information. For the most part, yes, that could be true, but the problem is this is so easy to access, and I mean, easy if you ever lost your phone or anything like that, or people got quick access to your phone. I mean, I remember for the Mac there's an app you just literally plug in, you hit the find out my location information, and the map, it takes up this Google Images map, and what it does is it goes into that directory by default, the application, and it finds that file. It opens it and it shows you all those locations you've literally been. You can zoom out in, and you can just to see all of those thousands and thousands of dots to see where you've been, and how long you've been, not how long you've been there, but just the path of places you've been. And there's been some pretty crazy findings that people have posted all around the internet here to, what do you call that, show stuff like that. And there's some stuff you can do. Granted, now this is what the heat Apple's under right now is tremendous, because why is it doing this? Why is it doing this? GPS turned off. Why is it storing it on my computer? Now there are some things you can do to prevent it, or not prevent it, but more help yourself, protect yourself from this data. The main issue is this data being seen by others. Not only Apple, I wouldn't trust Apple to really go out there and find out where you live and deal with you like that. But more if any other intruder would try to find out where you live or where you daily visit and stuff like that. You can protect yourself by setting a encrypt iPhone backup. If you go into iTunes and click on your iPhone or iPod Touch, go into the settings under the options, under the restore option, where it says manually manage music and videos. Right under that, there should be an option that says encrypt iPhone backup. You can set a password there. To turn tracking off, turning off GPS will make the device less functional for services, but I guess, again, I think that's not 100% on that, since it's baked into the operating system, so that won't help as much. According to the iTunes terms and conditions, yes, the company pretty clearly spells it out that they collect, use, and share location data anytime as it pleases. So you are agreeing to this anytime you use a location-based service or anything like that. That is turning your GPS on, and Apple could be in the background using that information as well to see what you're doing. And you agreed to this again in the EULA, or the agreement. Alright, so with that, there's some other stuff you can do if you're jailbroken. There's an application called UnTracker that just came out. You can turn this on, and this will completely stop them from tracking you. So if you're very location conscious, you don't want people to know where you're going, or you don't even want Apple having that data, there is a way to do it if you're jailbroken. Again, it's called Untrackered or Untracker, I believe. So do check that out. That was the big news of the week, mainly, which I wanted to get out of the way. Alright, some gaming news to lighten the load here. Nintendo Wii, the successor, coming in 2012. It has been confirmed in a 3-paragraph note issued this morning. The game company said it has decided to launch a 2012 system to succeed the Wii. Nintendo has said it's sold 86.1 million Wiis since the console launched in 2006. So it says here, clearly the company seems to have chosen the latter route, at least as far as release dates. If IGN's reasoning is correct, the decision would be because Nintendo doesn't want customers to repeat the experience of previous years, when a Wii is nearly impossible to find in stores again during the holiday seasons because of the Christmas rush and all of that. In its announcement today, Nintendo did not address the specifications of the new system, but IGN seems to believe that the console will have a lot more horsepower than an existing Wii. The system will be based off a revamped version of AMD's R700 GPU architecture, not AMD's Fusion technology. They also say, which has recently outperformed the PlayStation 3's NVIDIA 7800 GTX-based processor, and the Xbox processor. So we're looking to see a lot more horsepower in this thing. Basically, it just can be faster. this new architecture inside is just going to make the thing screaming faster, and system will also predicting it will support 1080p output with potential for stereoscopic 3D, because we've seen Nintendo working on some 3D now with the new DS. So if you are a Nintendo gamer and you're looking forward to this new console, look forward to it in 2012. They say again it will be unveiled at the giant E3 game show in Los Angeles in June, so look forward to that. And we're going to see some updates from the Nintendo and how they're planning to revamp their system, or the Nintendo Wii. Alright, with that, guys, going into some more news here, some photography news. There's some interesting news about the top popular cameras rounding up in Flickr. Flickr is the popular photo sharing website, and they recently just released the most popular Flickr cameras in the community, and it's very interesting to see which ones are climbing to the top here. So the number one camera as of current to be the cameras or pictures being uploaded on Flickr is the Nikon D90. This is a very, very, very popular DSLR, I believe, that's out there. And I think it's a really expensive camera, if I'm not mistaken, the D90. That goes into the thousands. The Canon EOS Digital Rebel XSI. It's another popular one. That is the third one. Number 4 is the Canon EOS 5D Mark II. That's a very popular video camera as well. That's another DSLR. And the Canon EOS Rebel T1, or is it the T1i, or is it, sorry, it sounds weird when I say that, the Rebel T1i. But anyways, that's another popular one. That's more baseline. It's not as expensive as the other ones, but again, it's still an expensive camera, and they are still great quality cameras. But can you guess which one the number 2 one is being uploaded with the most? You guys, I guess obviously you can't do a live response, but you can put it in the comments if you want to guess before I go. Anyways, it is the iPhone 4. That's right, this camera right here has been a very, very popular camera. And this is just for the reason as people who aren't photographers, who don't own these Rebels, don't own these DSLRs, or even if they do, you are a photographer, this is something easy to carry in your pocket, to carry in your bag. Much less weight than a DSLR. You don't have to carry your lenses and all that. Granted, you're going to lose a great quality amount, but you can still take fabulous pictures with the iPhone 4, and there's a huge spike in the graphic here of iPhone 4 climbing to the top, just because it's been a huge mobile device that's changed our lives. And not only that, there's been a huge array of camera apps, I'm sure, that have contributed to this. Alrighty here, and like stuff like Instagram and stuff like that. Alright, moving on here, Amazon. Amazon has some news this week. There's some big news regarding their AWS and how it's been restoring. There's been a serious web server outage lately that's extended into its second day yet. Second day, I think it started yesterday, yeah, obviously. But Amazon said Friday the end is in sight for most affected customers of the cloud computing infrastructure. If you don't know, Amazon's they provide a web service where they can give cloud storage, obviously, and it's called the AWS. The status dashboard at 8:49. It says here, we continue to see progress in the recovering volumes and have added additional customers confirmed that they are recovering. Our current estimate is that the majority of volumes will be recovered in the next 5 to 6 hours, according to the AWS status dashboard. But for some customers, the news isn't so good. In some cases, Amazon has to restore data from backups made yesterday, a time-consuming process. We anticipate that this will take longer to recover, Amazon said, without making any predictions in just how long. Now, this has been a huge thing because, it's called the Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, or EC2 service, relational database service, and the Elastic Beanstalk, I think service it's called, has been affected by the outages. These are kind of just branches of the whole storage, the cloud storage. But the current status, I think right now, I know the CloudFront service is working, the CloudFront service, or CloudFront Watch, these are just services within the whole Amazon network are up. So if you're doing anything with that, but this is a huge effect only because it affected Amazon and all its customers. But some of the big customers, like I think Sorek or Jay Freeman, is it Jay Freeman? You may know him as Sorek from Cydia, the Cydia resource. I know they host their stuff via this Amazon cloud storage, and a huge amount of stuff was affected via Cydia. The repositories were kind of messed up. There was some sluggishness. There was an update on Cydia saying, sorry for all the confusion and errors and all this stuff, just because Amazon's been taking forever to get up. He was talking about how he's going to rely on getting the backup servers and stuff like that, just because if any outage goes out like this again, he can't just solely rely on one, service to stay up, even if it is hosted by Amazon. And he was saying stuff like he's only getting an hour and 30 minutes sleep, intervals, because he would have to work on stuff to get Cydia working, because it's a huge jailbreaking community is going to complain just like any regular community would complain. if the App Store went out, everybody would complain. Same thing for the jailbreakers. Cydia goes down, has errors. They're going to turn to the guy who runs it. And unfortunately, Amazon is the reason that he was having problems. But my thoughts go out to him because I'm sure he's been under a lot of stress lately. And Cydia's been working fine for me. And did see the error. I didn't try to install anything or mess around with it. I just kind of wanted to wait it out because I didn't need anything as the current time. But anyways, so that is some crazy news here. And moving on here, some top sites. Yahoo tops all sites, U.S. sites in March. Google follows. So despite Yahoo having all its downfalls and the new CEO a long time ago when they was his name Jimmy Yang, is that his name, or Wing? I don't know what his name was, or totally forgot. Was replaced. They got a new CEO. I think it was a girl actually, and I forgot her name. Totally, I'm sorry. But there's a lot of people say Yahoo's dead and all of that. It's interesting to see back in March, Comscore found that its latest media metrics survey that Yahoo sites was visited over 179,000 unique visits, 179,525 unique visits. Google followed with 176,000. So still trailing, not too much. And then coming up was Microsoft sites, Facebook.com, AOL, Turner Digital, Ask Networks, Amazon. Your typical top 10. They have a total top 50 websites here. You can see the top 50 properties in the U.S. from March 2011. But it is interesting to see, and these again are home, work, and university locations all into account. It's very interesting to see that Yahoo is still topping up there. I guess this is something a lot of people are used to. Like my parents, a lot of people have Yahoo Mail. They don't want to get rid of it. A lot of people are starting to transfer to Gmail because Gmail is becoming popular and more popular. But a lot of people still stick with Yahoo. People stick there for news, their mail. If they have their mail there, they usually kind of stay there for their search. And I guess I can't speak for the general consensus, but from what I've seen, if people have their mail there, they're not really going to go out of the way to go to Google to log in and check the weather and stuff when they can do it on Yahoo. And it's always been a great site, I guess, to kind of just check news because it's right there, right, ready for you, and you can see the top headlines. But yeah, that's some interesting news here, and you can see the infographic if you're interested. And the last bit of Apple news here, Apple's finally shipping out the new white iPhone to U.S. Apple Store. So the great awaited iPhone white version. It has been Apple Insider wrote that the iPhones are finally now in stores and they are expected to be available this Wednesday. So 2 days from now, they will be sold both in the Verizon CDMA version and the AT&T GSM flavors. So if you're kind of in the market for a new iPhone, whether you broke your old one, need one, or upgrading a phone, and now that's on Verizon, why not get the white one if you're interested? It's finally out. It's been a long time waiting, but hey, if white's your thing, check it out. I for a while thought I wanted white. I may be getting the white pair. There's a white. If you have a 4, there's a service where you can get, if you know how to take apart your iPhone and kind of replace the back plate here and stuff like that. Replace the screen. There's a service they give you a white body so you can replace the whole parts and stuff like that with OEM parts that they have, and it'll look like a white iPhone. Now you can also respectively send it into them and they'll do it for you if you're a little bit afraid of that. But again, that's just going to take a little bit longer. But now the official version's out if you want to buy it. And I've always thought I would be a fan of white to try it out because I heard the iPad 2 is coming, or it is out, and I was thinking about going with the white version, but a lot of people who went with the white are kind of wishing they went for the black. They say, obviously, video-wise, video professionals have said black is just better because it blends in more with the video, and white is so obtrusive. But I'm not sure. I'm still deciding when I get my iPad 2 what I'm going to do, white or black. White kind of shows you, kind of stands out on its own. It shows that, the iPad is different. A lot of people recognize the iPad 2, but at the same time, black does look sleek and blends into the screen very nicely. So I'm still a little bit on the iffy side. I don't know, what do you guys think? Black iPhone, white iPhone, black iPad, white iPad. What are your thoughts? Anyways, guys, this has been the DojoCast, episode 21. It's been a great, while before I've done a couple of episodes lately, so I do apologize. I'm going to try and get back into the swing of things with pics and, flashy editing, and I have a lot of stuff planned for the show. I just really got to get everything down and organized. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. No pick of the week this week. I'm sorry, I've been a little bit busy. Actually, I did have something to show you, but I totally forgot what it was. I'm sorry about that. But I will save that for next episode once I find out what it was. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I am going to, again, work on getting these done regularly and getting the show better produced in the future episodes. I do apologize for the wait, and I'm glad, I get a good amount of you at least watching the show via YouTube, and hopefully some of you guys subscribe on iTunes. If you are watching this on YouTube, do go over to iTunes and look us up to subscribe. Anyways, guys, don't forget to check out our website at www.digitaldojos.com. Also, youtube.com/digitaldojos. You can find my main channel at youtube.com/LakerCoolman. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next episode.